What's going on, gangsters? You already know who it is. Dominican Nerd here. And just so you know, if you haven't by now watched the Avengers EndGame movie, you should probably log off the internet right now because there's a bunch of spoilers coming up. Anyways, if you have watched the movie, then stay tuned, bros, because it's gonna be lit. Anyways, Avengers Endgame trailer review, or not trailer review, but the movie review. So first and foremost, to everyone who thought that quantum traveling and time traveling wasn't going to happen, I just want to say,
Got him! Got him! Oh! Whoa! Whoa!
anyways, so the first 30 minutes, with Clint's family, I thought they were pretty good. I thought they covered that very well. However, I just didn't like the transition how all it went from mourning for his family in the beginning or losing into the snap to Iron Man in the ship, or post snap or whatever, or how many days they were in the ship, directly to a joke. And I mean, it was okay. It's just like I don't know why they got us so serious at the beginning, and then they threw a joke in between them. It's like, okay, like, are they signaling that this is gonna be emotional stuff in here? The first hour or 1 hour and a half, I think it was slightly interesting. Specifically that confrontation between Tony Stark and Captain America about I don't know, their post-Civil War ramifications, and how they lost, and they were not together as a team, and they didn't lose together, but they lost separately. I thought that was pretty good. That was pretty cool. Like, you just could feel the emotion of Robert Downey Jr. Or Tony Stark, as he was kind of feeling betrayed by Captain America. I thought that was pretty good. And then we move on to what's this bucket? Ant-Man coming back out of the quantum realm by a rat by mistake. I don't know. Like, I guess it was okay, but like, I was suspecting them to kind of go in the quantum realm and find Ant-Man or something like that, but I felt like a little bit of lazy writing over there. I don't know. It was okay. And then, yes, one of my favorite parts was when Cap lifted. Oh yeah, you know it. I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen. I just knew it was gonna happen. It sort of felt like I already watched the movie without watching the movie, and the theaters just went bananas when that happened. And here's the parts that I loved. I loved Captain America saying "Avengers, assemble," and I really like the part where Hawkeye was gonna sacrifice himself, but it ended up being Black Widow, and it sucked. It was good, but it sucked, cause I was expecting her to die, and that was really unexpected. I thought she was gonna linger maybe for another movie or so, but yeah, they killed her off, and I guess they're doing her origin story. Just a second, guys. I guess they're doing her origin story sometime this upcoming years. But and here's the thing that I don't agree with. It's Thor. Let's just spend some time in there. Thor being fat and depressed and all that stuff was funny for the first 5 to 7 minutes maybe, and then the whole movie I was just waiting for that time when Thor grabbed Stormbreaker or Mjolnir and go back to his original shape since he's a god, but it never happened, and it bugged me that they they did him so dirty. I don't know if there's some kind of politics going on here. Like I get that my man over here um, has lost everything, but to make him fat and just kind of drag his feet through the entire movie is just it just didn't feel right. Um, and I kind of think like, what would Jack Kirby would think about this? Like, this is nothing. And I don't think this is the Russo's fault. I think this is a lot to do with the individuals that wrote this script, or the writers, or whatever of this specific script. And there's a lot of, I don't know, virtual signaling in there. And here's the other element, like Captain Marvel. So she was bearable in the movie. I mean, she was bearable. I really liked the makeover that the Russos did with her, and just her suit, and even added as little screen time on her as possible. But still, there is some scenes that just, I don't know, they just killed the emotion for me. Like when she goes through the ship, when the battle is finally getting interesting, she goes through the ship and like takes it down. I was like, what's going on? Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Um, and then Captain America going back to the past, and finally marrying Peggy or whatever, and I don't know. Maybe I had different expectations of what was gonna happen. Like, yeah, Sam was Captain America in the comic books, but he also got destroyed by Thanos later on in the comic books, whatever. And in the comic books, he dies. Captain America, he dies. And I was expecting him and Tony to die, but for whatever reason, just it didn't happen. I guess I'm okay with him going back, but still, like, it leaves you with so many questions. Like, is this gonna change the timeline now? It's just gonna like pave the way to a multiverse, to the realm of possibilities, and then you have what's his bucket? Kevin Feige saying that the X-Men will not be introduced to the MCU in a long, long time, but they will continue to be their separate thing, if you would, for a while before they actually get introduced to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And like I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's in the battle scene, there's actually, when Sam says on your left, when they're coming out of those portals, there's actually a cameo of Carnage, if you pay attention. Tony dying wasn't so much of a shock. I think I knew that was going to happen. Deep down inside, I knew that he was going to die in this movie. Number one, because Robert Downey Jr.'s contract was up, and there wasn't any evidence or tangible proof that he was going to renew that contract. So I had in mind an idea that an era was coming to an end, and as to imply that this is it for him. He was gonna be killed off, and sure enough, I want to say that I really liked how he handled himself. However, I do not agree how there wasn't any stakes to be felt throughout the movie, as far as looking at it from the Stark perspective. Like, yeah, he he knew that potentially he could die, but it just didn't feel like the crowd or the fans could feel that thrilling emotion and what was at stake and what could happen if things go wrong. There wasn't that element was not in there, and I think when Thor grabbed his two hammers, I think that scene was badass. But still, they did my man very wrong by making him overweight. And then towards the ending, I think I was okay with Cap giving the mantle to Sam, but I honestly feel like Bucky earned it. That's how I personally feel like Bucky earned it more than Sam, and it's nothing to do with being politically correct or incorrect. I just, from a common sense point of view, I think Bucky has been Cap's best friend, and I think that of itself merits that they would have given him the shield instead of Sam. But I don't know. Overall, good movie. I just don't. I don't know. I feel like there were so many plot holes that so many questions that were just unanswered, and I don't want to say it felt rushed, but oh yeah, and I was gonna bring up the my man, the Hulk. Oh man, Professor Hulk. I don't know. I don't know what happened there. I feel like they completely emasculating this guy. Uh, he's a nice guy now. He doesn't get angry or anything, and it's really contradicting in a lot of ways. But whatever. I was happy he did the snap, and I think that was a really good scene. But overall, a good movie. I wished I liked it more, but I just don't. I only watched it twice, and Infinity War is still like one of my top 5 movies, and that it. I don't know. To me, I think that's it. I don't know, guys. Anyways, so that's my review on the movie. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite parts were, what your favorite characters. Also, I'll probably be doing a video of Phase 2 or Phase 4, what has been leaked as far as what's coming, a few spoilers now and then, and yeah, that'll be it, guys. Catch you later. Peace.